Is your kitchen a safe haven or a source of hidden dangers? Especially after 60, these 5 silent killers could be lurking in plain sight. Your doctor wants you to know. Dear friends, as we gracefully navigate the golden years, our homes become more than just shelters. They become sanctuaries. And the heart of that sanctuary for many of us is the kitchen. It's where memories are cooked, where comfort food warms the soul, and where we strive to maintain our health and independence. But what if I told you that hidden within this very space, seemingly innocuous items could be quietly undermining your well-being? Things you've owned for years, habits you've always followed, or details you simply haven't considered. You see, as we mature, our bodies change. Our immune systems might not be as robust as they once were, making us more susceptible to foodborne illnesses or contaminants that a younger person might easily shrug off. What was once a minor inconvenience could become a serious health concern. It's not about fear-mongering, it's about awareness. It's about empowering you with the knowledge to transform your kitchen from a potential hazard zone into a true bastion of health and vitality. Because true independence in later life isn't just about physical mobility. It's about informed choices. Today we're going to uncover 5 silent killers that might be lurking in your kitchen right now. These aren't dramatic, sudden threats, but rather insidious problems that build up over time or strike unexpectedly when you least expect it. Knowing them is the first step to protecting yourself and your loved ones. Let's dive in. Our first silent killer might be right in front of you, tucked away in that spice rack you've probably had for ages. Expired spices and condiments. Think about it. That jar of oregano from your grandmother's era, or the paprika you bought for a single recipe 3 years ago. We often assume spices last forever, or that old condiments just lose a bit of their zing. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Beyond just lacking flavor, these forgotten ingredients can harbor mold, bacteria, or even toxins if they've been exposed to moisture or extreme temperatures. And those half-used bottles of sauces or dressings, once opened, their shelf life drastically shortens, becoming breeding grounds for unwelcome microbes. Have you ever noticed a strange smell from an old spice jar, or a separation in a condiment that used to be smooth? These are subtle warnings, often missed or dismissed. Yet, consuming even small amounts of compromised food can lead to digestive upset, or worse, serious food poisoning, which can be particularly debilitating for seniors. The solution is wonderfully simple, yet profoundly impactful. Regularly check the dates on your spices and condiments. If there's no date, or if you can't remember when you bought it, it's likely time for it to go. Give them a sniff. If they smell off, or barely smell at all, they've lost their potency and are past their prime. For condiments, pay close attention to the use-by date after opening. Store them properly, usually in the refrigerator, and when in doubt, throw it out. Investing in fresh spices and condiments not only enhances the flavor of your meals, but more importantly, safeguards your health. Think of it as a flavorful investment in your well-being. Moving on to our second silent culprit, a common fixture in many homes that might be doing more harm than good: worn-out non-stick cookware. We all love the convenience of non-stick pans. Eggs slide right off and cleanup is a breeze. But what happens when that beloved non-stick surface starts to look a little scratched, a little worn around the edges? When the non-stick coating, often Teflon or similar materials, gets scratched or chipped, it's not just an aesthetic issue. These damaged surfaces can begin to leach chemicals into your food, especially when exposed to high heat. Over time, these chemicals can accumulate in your body, potentially posing risks to your health. You might not feel it immediately. It's not like tasting a chemical in your stir-fry. It's a silent, gradual process, an invisible transfer that occurs meal after meal. This is why it's so important to be proactive rather than reactive. So, take a moment to inspect your pots and pans. Run your fingers over the surface. Do you feel any nicks, scratches, or flaking? If so, it's a clear sign that it's time for an upgrade. This isn't about luxury, it's about necessity for your health. Consider switching to safer alternatives. Cast iron, while requiring a bit more care, is incredibly durable and can last a lifetime, even imparting some dietary iron into your food. Stainless steel is another excellent, non-reactive option. Or explore ceramic-coated pans, which offer a non-stick experience without the concerns of traditional coatings. Your culinary adventures should never come at the cost of your health. Now, let's talk about something we all do, a seemingly innocent act of frugality that can become a dangerous game: improperly stored leftovers. Saving food is smart. It reduces waste and saves money. But doing it wrong creates a perfect breeding ground for harmful bacteria faster than you might imagine. Picture this: you've cooked a wonderful meal, perhaps a hearty stew or a chicken dish. You leave it on the counter to cool down while you finish up other tasks, maybe even for an hour or two. This is where the danger lies. Bacteria multiply rapidly in what's known as the danger zone. Temperatures between 40 degrees Fahrenheit and 140 degrees Fahrenheit, found 4 degrees and 60 degrees Celsius. Every minute your food spends in this zone allows bacteria like E. coli, Salmonella, or Listeria to flourish, unnoticed by your senses. You won't see them, you won't smell them, but they are there. The 2-hour rule is your golden standard here. Any perishable food should be refrigerated within 2 hours of cooking. If the room temperature is above 90 degrees, 32 degrees 6, that window shrinks to just 1 hour. And when you do refrigerate, don't just dump everything into one large container. Use shallow containers or divide large portions into smaller ones. This allows the food to cool down quickly and uniformly, moving it out of that danger zone faster. And when it's time to reheat, make sure your food reaches an internal temperature of 165 degrees Celsius, 74 degrees Celsius, to kill any lurking bacteria. Always label your leftovers with the date they were stored, so you know exactly when to enjoy them by. Your future self and your stomach will thank you for this diligence. Our fourth silent killer is an invisible army living on surfaces you use every single day: contaminated cutting boards and sponges. Think about your kitchen sponge. It's used to wipe up spills, clean dishes, and scour surfaces. It absorbs everything, and because it's often damp and warm, it becomes a perfect microscopic city for bacteria. Studies have shown that your kitchen sponge can be the single dirtiest item in your entire home, harboring millions of bacteria, including some nasty ones like Salmonella and E. coli. Then there are your cutting boards. Imagine cutting raw chicken on a board then without proper sanitation, using the same board for your fresh vegetables or salad ingredients. This is called cross-contamination, and it's a direct pathway for dangerous bacteria from raw meats to enter foods that won't be cooked. Have you ever just given your sponge a quick rinse or wiped down your cutting board with a damp cloth and thought it was good enough? We've all been there. But a quick rinse isn't enough to evict those microscopic squatters. The solution is simple, but requires consistent action. Sanitize your sponges daily. You can do this by microwaving a damp sponge for a minute, make sure it's wet to prevent fire, running it through the dishwasher, or soaking it in a diluted bleach solution, 1 tablespoon of bleach per gallon of water. Replace them regularly every week or two depending on use. For cutting boards, the key is separation and thorough cleaning. Ideally, have separate cutting boards for raw meats and poultry and another for produce and cooked foods. Color coding them can help you remember. After each use, especially with raw proteins, wash your cutting board thoroughly with hot soapy water and then sanitize it with a bleach solution or a commercial kitchen sanitizer. Wood boards require extra care as they can absorb liquids and bacteria. When in doubt, a non-porous plastic or glass board might be a safer bet. A clean kitchen is a safe kitchen. Finally, our fifth and perhaps most overlooked silent killer: ignoring the difference between use-by and best-by dates, especially for perishables. We see dates on food packaging all the time: best by, sell by, use by. It can be confusing, right? And sometimes, in an effort to reduce food waste, we might push the limits a little too far, assuming these dates are just suggestions. But understanding the nuances of these labels is critical, particularly for high-risk foods. A best-by date usually indicates when a product is at its peak quality for flavor or texture. Something like crackers or canned goods might still be perfectly fine after this date, just a little less crisp or vibrant. However, a use-by or expiration date is a hard safety line, especially for perishable items like dairy, deli meats, ready-to-eat salads, or fresh seafood. Consuming these items after their use-by date significantly increases your risk of foodborne illness, even if they look and smell fine. Remember, the most dangerous bacteria often don't alter the appearance or smell of food. It's easy to think, oh, it's just a day or two past the date, it'll be fine. But for vulnerable populations like seniors, this seemingly small gamble can have serious consequences. A weakened immune system means your body struggles more to fight off even a small bacterial load. So make it a habit to understand your food labels. For non-perishable items, use your best judgment. For perishables, particularly high-risk foods, err on the side of caution. If it's past its use-by date, it's simply not worth the risk. Protecting yourself after 60 starts with this vital awareness and a commitment to not taking unnecessary chances with your health. A few simple checks, a bit of consistent effort, and a mindful approach can truly transform your kitchen from a potential hazard zone into a true source of health and comfort. We've covered expired spices, worn cookware, improper leftover storage, contaminated boards and sponges, and misunderstanding those crucial food dates. Each one, a small change, but together they build a formidable shield around your well-being. Your independence, your vitality, and your joy in these golden years are incredibly precious. Protecting them starts with the choices you make every single day, right in the heart of your home. It's not about perfection, it's about making informed, empowering choices. Which of these silent killers surprised you the most? Or perhaps you have your own kitchen safety tips that you've learned over the years. We'd love to hear them. Share your insights and wisdom in the comments below. Your experience could help countless others. If this video resonated with you, and if you feel empowered by this knowledge, please give it a thumbs up and share it with loved ones who might benefit from these insights. And for more vital health advice, guidance, and inspiration, tailored specifically for seniors, remember to subscribe to our channel. Join our community as we continue to explore ways to live our best, healthiest lives every single day.